Hi guys, today I'm kind of being really called like fire up by my divine and angels and kind of like spirit. I don't know, I kind of like zone out for a moment when I come on the camera, but when I'm talking with another human being face to face, I'm really good at it and I can fully express myself clearly. But what I really want us to tap into, because I was being called actually to speak back in 2020. I'm kind of behind the schedule on my sole purpose, so I gotta really go like back to back fast to like really recap of what's really going on and why and how we can really like exit this game of life to really um become more of conscious soul and kind of start to like lead from the consciousness of your soul instead of your ego, because ego will tempt you, will scare you, will make you feel like you're not good enough, etc. I already prepare a full script that I want to stay on the downloads that I've already received, the insights that I already accumulated. And the reason I did not fully speak in 2020, it's because back at that time, I feel that because I take this role very seriously and it's something that I don't want us to like go on a wrong path. I want us to like stay in, and ego does tempt and maybe trick, etc. So I was just worried that I suddenly like get tempted, or like in a sense that basically like my ego is like maybe like rush us or do different things in an urgency, and instead of me like really listening to the divine and pause and really channel in what divine wants me to do, it's like I will be rushing you guys. So that's what's in my mind, but that has been delayed, but delayed me to like step into this role. However, I feel like more grounded and more aware, self-aware, to know when is ego and when it's the soul. Like I purposefully waited this long to really make sure I know where we are going or what's going on. But at the same time, though, my divine team up there is telling me that I cannot just wait. I'm being called constantly to like really step in that light and to share and be another lighthouse of like what's really going on, and kind of guide people towards the more of the safety and love and unity and peace versus where we're currently going, because currently the place we're going is not okay. And so far every single premonitions that divine has downloaded in me have come true, and my intuition is picking up the place the egos are subscribed to and is going. It's not really a good place. Like we're now harvesting organs. There's happening in China. If it's happening in China, universe is a big mirror, and it's without a doubt that is also where we're going. And I don't want that for human beings. I don't really feel like it's in our best interest to follow egos blindfoldedly when ego is not really you. It's a dark entity that humans are temporarily has subscribed to and without knowing. And the more you subscribe to, the more you do harm. What happens to you, your soul will be like buried under your ego, and you're no longer fully alive. Okay, so it's like kind of like you think you're alive because you are actually moving around, but inside you're really like dead, like you don't exist anymore. So I know it's like a little bit challenging to like experience, but I personally have experienced it myself as well too, where I subscribed to ego and I actually went intensely, and I actually hurted someone that I genuinely loved, and showed up with ego in an kind of experimentation, even though I was aware. But because at that moment I was aware, but because I subscribed to the ego fully, then that dark entity took over the whole relationships, right? Now that the other person is now in their ego and guarded and kind of like wanting to hurt another being, right? So this is so contagious. The ego is so contagious that if you operate from it and subscribe from it, it's like the other persons will become the same evilish, malicious, ego, narcissistic, anything that you would label now. It's the evil entity or the darkness entity or the ego, whatever you want to call it. The label doesn't matter, but it's basically, it's not just psychology, but it's also spirit. We need to also acknowledge that human being has a soul, so that we can really understand that the human's soul is actually the root, and the soul needs to start leading. Right now the ego is leading, and that's why the system is an egotistical system. It only brings the human's worst self out. It's all about survival, backstabbing each other, hurting each other, exploitations, etc. And that's what you're seeing outside. And in order for us to shift that, we each got to subscribe to our soul. Like I'm bailing out. I'm not operating from ego. I'm going to stick with my truth that I've enlightened when I was 19 years old. I'm 28. So I been trying to like hide this truth or protect this truth from really coming in, but it was not me who was protecting it. It was the ego protecting it, because the ego does not want you to be in your soul. The ego wants to keep you in small character of ego, being in control and really fear and mass destructives, etc. Because the ego doesn't want to let go of control. It knows that once you really tap into your soul, especially you become union with divine, where we were actually all come from, but because at that time, we were just like, oh, this is just good and fun, and we were in heaven on earth, right? And then suddenly, like, we start to like wear different character or different roles and different thoughts, and we kind of like channel into the negative thoughts or darkness, and before we know it, now we're in this mess, right? And now the ego is going too deep into doing more harm than it needs to, and people like me are volunteered to come to planet Earth to like really spread awareness about the truth, for us to go back home, our real home. And a real home is not a place, is a state of being, where you're really in that state of being, you're fully whole, complete, and in peaceful, in clarity. Maybe others are in suffering, but you are not, because you chose your soul over your ego. And when you choose your soul over your ego, you have that redemptions. You will basically be in that state of liberations. And when you're in state of liberations, like I am in state of liberations, and I want to take as much people with me as possible to this state of liberations. Why? Because it will help your life to be happy, joyful. You will able to create your rich life. Anything that you desire, you're able to accomplish it, and much more. Versus the ego way is that you might have the piece of paper, but you're always gonna feel alone. Why? Because you done things to hurt others, you didn't share, you were just hoarding things for yourself, you didn't recognize and understand that this universe has a law, has a rule, and you cannot just like take it and follow the ego and think that no one see what you're doing and feel. This universe is like a mirror. And we gotta really expose ourselves to how this game of life works, because if we don't, we're really doing a disservice to ourselves and humanity, most importantly also ourselves, because we're not really knowing the truth. Where it will guide us to the beautiful place, destinations. Currently, we're just following each other blindfoldedly, thinking that we're here only to survive, and this is just a rat race cycle, is continuous. But I want you to pause and breathe, and I want you to know that you as a human, you have a choice. You can choose ego, which is about separation, unworthiness, not good enough, will never ever be worthy. For some reason the ego feels that way, and it actually feels that it's separated from its creator. And many religion have unfortunately been subscribed to the ego itself. That's why you guys not been really fully understood and experienced the truth, Because if you did experience the truth, you would feel whole, complete, in love and peace, and you want to really do love. And I want you to really have a good roadmap. And best roadmap to go about to find the truth is, how do you feel about the truth? Is it feel tight and fear and scare or control based? Or is it loving and peaceful and center and groundedness and clear? Because God, the true God, is peaceful, it's loving. You and you're united with it, you're fully protected and safe. It's like you're in this beautiful bubble where you fully feel like your experiences are very rich, abundant, infinite. It's like almost like literally like heaven on earth. Like things just fall from the sky for you. Like if you just affirm it, or if you just like ask for it, or maybe with prayers or different things. But the most important thing for you to get to that state of being, you need to start to like build a loving relationship with divine. And it's just it works just the same way you're building a loving relationship with other human being. Just know the difference is that with divine, you guys are all like vulnerable. That means like divine can see through you everywhere in any way, like even your thoughts. Okay, so make sure you're honest with divine and allow divine, like say, hey, I want to open my heart to you. Hey, I want to really get to know you, that you exist. Okay, and divine is such a loving person. Divine is such a loving energy, or I don't know how to say it, but it experience beyond words. But it's something that I feel like religion have misrepresented divine so much, unfortunately, and it's so sad, because divine is such a beautiful like experience for every human being. I hope that they can experience. It's like you're united with divine, and it's like if you're in romance, right, but 10 times more more intense, more fun, more peaceful. I don't know, it's like not ecstasy, but it's almost like beyond words again. It's like if other people can jump in, like have experience, I'm sure there's other light workers like me exist in the planet who are being called on this role to speak the truth. And if you're a light worker, a healer, and you've been suppressing your voice just like me, you maybe experience being killed in a past life just like me, about the truth delivering. I completely see you and hear you, and I hope that this video inspires you to step into your light, because we need people like you right now to guide this ship towards unity and peace, especially with this darkness that is coming in. It's really taking other humans by storm, and they are completely asleep, and they don't know. When that entity, the entity you started with, is through gossiping, through like, let's say it could start as a negative thought. So if a negative thought's coming right now to you, and then start to mess with you and say you're not good enough, you're never going to be anything, you're jobless, etc., every single human being is experiencing this thought processes, and you're not alone. I used to be there, I'm no longer there, and other human beings are experiencing. And it is not a chemical imbalance, guys. Like I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, ADHD, depression, and mood swings, and diabetes, like pre-diabetic, and other things. I have been reversed these things through these things I'm preaching to you. So, and I want to do research on these things as well too. But it's so fascinating to me that psychology like kind of missed this. But it's like maybe you didn't miss it, but we're more awakening as human being. But I think more than ever, like the universe itself wants us to recognize why we're here and what's going on, and want us to come back home, because we've gone too far, into darkness, and we need to really bring more mindsets, more balanced mindset that really serves us, like such as like, instead of like saying money is equals to a human body, that is like completely false, and that should not be happening on planet Earth. Planet Earth is all created as a symbol of love, okay? And even like, mom and dad had sex, you know, that's a symbol of love, you know, or trees do have sex as well too, and that's a symbol of love. So we all came from a state of love, okay, and devotions and romance and appreciation. We all came from that state, okay. I understand Darwinism focused on too much on the physical, but guess what? The physical will trick you, will make you illusioned to believe that you have no creators. But let me tell you, when you experience and explore the spirit world, you will find out how connected the spirit world is with the physical. And all the problems and suffering you guys are experiencing, the root of the issue, which I love to go to the root of the issue, is in the spirit world. Every single thing you're experiencing is actually a blessing into your universe for you guys to know and become aware of a lesson, right? And many of us right now experiencing these things outside of us, and it's been over and over in the history, is because we have not recognized how powerful you are as a human being, because this truth has been silenced, suppressed, and many teachers were sent by divine to really guide us towards home. But unfortunately, the egos were not ready. They end up killing it. And back then, you guys were aware or ready to really receive that information. And that's okay. We all have our processes. And hopefully this time will be, I genuinely feel intuitively that this will be the last lifetime for humanity to go through such extent suffering. So don't let the egos fool you. So let what you do know lead you. Yeah. So I want you to allow yourself to take a pause, and I'm here to bring you guys hope. That don't lose hope. Your prayers have been answered by divine, and that means that all of us have experienced sadness, sorrow, hopelessness, helplessness, really wanting something to come into our planet, because you guys are all seeing such a suffering is happening, and you already know that that is not okay. And I want you to trust that feeling that that is not okay. The egos will tell you it is what it is. This is how the world has been, lying to you guys, being fancy and nice, and oh, just go distractions. Yes, do Netflix, do listen to the news. The news is so dangerous. The world is dangerous. And it's interesting, listen to it. Egos are running the show. It's not even all these human beings in the politics. They themselves are subscribed, unfortunately, to egos so much. And they are not aware anymore. It's almost like that's what many people in spiritual world were saying, people are in sleep, is because ego has hijacked those human beings and they're no longer aware, okay? And something to know is that it's not that ego is dangerous or bad. Ego has become dangerous when you let it to lead the captain of your ship, of your human beings. And that's when you feel high walls and kind of keep on wanting to hurt each other, backstab each other, re-traumatize. That needs to stop. We're no longer an ego. We're also becoming aware, lesson 101, that we are also a soul. You can call it energy, you can call it soul, you can call it something beyond the physical realm, but there's something beyond the physical realm exists that we need to experience and explore. But divine doesn't go with only divine. I actually asked him that, is divine is really your name, or is there anything you prefer? And actually it says divine is not his only name, or her, or it. It's actually depends on each individual human experience that they resonate with whatever labels, whatever names. If religiouses force you to believe a certain things or a certain dogma or something like that, do not believe them. That's ego. So we really gotta become aware of the truth, because the truth will actually get us closer to unity and peace and love. If you're not achieving the unity, peace, and love, and true union, clarity, groundedness, this is your clear indication that you are going to the wrong direction, and that's not divine, not the true divine. And if you have a divine who's a punisher and hurts you, please upgrade your divine, because divine is so beautiful. And is not a punisher, and it's not definitely a make you to hurt you for your sinners. Like, definitely it's not anything sinner. You're not committing any sin, okay? What it is that every single thing in your universe is an experience. You can label it good or bad, but I personally have stopped labeled. One rules I have for myself is that do not hurt yourself or others, like myself or others, intentionally or unintentionally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Now, I do have an exceptions. When I started in this path, I was unhealed, I had an unhealed ego, right? So I had to purify it and cleanse, right? So I unintentionally hurt some people along the way. That is okay. I was learning. As long as you're learning, you're doing better, that's what matters. And energetically apologize to those souls you hurt. And let's start a forgiveness for yourself and them as well too, because that's how you can undo the burying your soul, like bring your soul into the captain of the ship versus your ego. You can thank your ego for all the hard work that it's been doing and trying to help you survive or protect you, but you could tell the ego to take a back seat, because there's nothing for you guys to protect against, because we're all human and we all from different shape or form are beautiful creature, and we're here to like really enjoy each other's presence, and there is no danger and there's no war needs to happen or bombing or anything like that. So everybody remain calm. All we gotta do is just fire ego from the leadership and just grant your soul onto the leadership which it's supposed to be. And I hope that you make a radical shift, because we do need a radical shift right now. And you can make a radical shift and, commit, allow yourself to let go of the ego and show up with soul. And your soul is like loving. It chooses love over fear. Remember, these two cannot exist at the same time. You have to pick. It's either love or fear. There's no in between. So, for example, like I made a radical shift. I used to operate in fear and survival. Now I'm completely like in love. And love means I choose love. So if ego is telling me like, oh, get away from this person. Like I talk with homeless people. I talk with any single human being, okay, on this planet Earth. That some of you guys like labeled, I respect them with love and I treat them with decency and dignity and respect and love and just laughter. I bring their best self out. Why? Because I already know that all of us, doesn't matter. That's why I don't agree with the labels of psychology, is that all of us, because I know the spirit world, all of us, regardless of who you are and what shape or form you are, you can right now, okay, if you choose to, you can be Mother Teresa or you could be Hitler. So you could be a dictatorship or you could be an angel, beautiful things. It's what's separating these two from each other is a choice. And when you first start and come to planet Earth, there is some certain energy you're bringing, maybe karmic energy you're bringing into the universe without you knowing. So it's not only genetic, it's also your spirit and your energy that I want every single human being to know of and to really love and cherish. Because when you know your spirit world, many of your problems that you're really dealing with can't resolve maybe without medications, literally. So, I mean, I did it without medications. I can speak from my personal experiences, and I just hope that my story and this route that I chose to explore offers you some insights, beautiful insights, to help you to really see the world in a beautiful, more magical way that it actually is, versus this cruel, rigid laws of like, telling people who can stay in this country, who can't. Like, I'm like, who are you to tell this people you can stay or not? God has already created every single thing for us. Like in the 7th day, like literally, like, okay, there's some things in Bible is actually correct. So Only those part that they say that they believe that Jesus is the only God, that's actually not fully correct. Jesus was God because he was like, something funny is that his last name, I thought Jesus had a last name, which was Christ, right? But it's actually not a last name. It's actually a Christ consciousness or oneness consciousness. That means, which is highest level of consciousness that is available to us right now, and we can all subscribe to and tap into and do amazing things that Jesus Christ did. And or Yogananda or Krishna or other saints of other religion that has came on this planet Earth. And I really want you guys to know the truth about your soul, because once you really subscribe with your soul, you can do amazing cool things. So, and there's endless exploration for you. It's almost like a virtual reality game, 10 times fun in your physical realm. You can experience and explore. So basically, Christ consciousness is what Jesus Christ tapped into, and that made him to be God in human, right? And that's what he came to preach, that the powers within you. But unfortunately, they end up killing him. Why? Because the egos did not want people to be awakened to that truth. And this truth's been hidden for many, 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 many years. And that's why you guys been in a state of suffering for so long. And I do not want you guys to be in this state of suffering, because I've been there and I know it's not fun. And I don't want you guys to be there. But I have experienced something else that feels like whole, complete, and genuinely just having divine unionship with divine. I feel like I have everything that I need, and I don't need the piece of paper to be happy. I don't need a man to be happy. I don't need anything. You can have those things if you desire, and you can ask for it. I've ordered mine, but I'm kind of like release them because I want to focus on my mission on Earth with love. And I kind of feel like I want to focus on things because this is what I want to devote my life to at the moment, and I'm being called to do so, and no one's forcing me. No one's like doing it by ego or by force or anything like that. Again, it's the individual's choice. Whatever you desire, you could choose to create for yourself. And I want you guys to start to like build a relationship, a loving relationship with your divine self, just like you would with your mom, dad, or your friends, or other human beings on the planet Earth. And a big tip, just be genuine and honest, because it will feel you, it will sense you and experience you, and it's nothing to be shy away from. And when you first start on this, I want you to really invite, like, I always say, like, I am only subscribing to Holy Spirit. I'm only subscribing to like love and above. And once you're in oneness consciousness, obviously all these two are integrated and you don't see them as separated. But as you all start on your journey, because you have not yet experienced oneness, you're just hearing about it, you will go in the paths of like that separations. Oh, there's evil voice, there's this. But it's actually just like, it's all based on basically like, if you have informations about something of like, oh, there's an evil entity or there's this, then I hope I'm not confusing guys or overwhelming guys. I'm so passionate about these things, and I have a lot of gift or insights to share with you guys, and to help you guys on this fun, adventurous life that we're gonna all live together with soul, because soul is amazing. So I'm going to just pause the video, and I'm gonna make another video for you guys to listen to. Just a second.